21st century teaching and learning looks towards the future, understanding that current practices are no longer a suitable option and that great change needs to occur. The world is constantly progressing due to continuously developing factors such as new technology, globalization, and social change. This allows modern education to distance itself from the comparative practices from the industrial age and move forward to implementing a more personalized, collaborative, interactive approach that works alongside the strengths of each student. The introduction of new technologies has created great change within the process of both teaching and learning. There is now a wider access to a vast variety of tools, of which extend the educator's ability to present and explain concepts to their students in a visual, personal, interactive way. They are able to conduct assessments on their students in a more productive and accurate manner, involving parents and guardians more frequently in the learning process, as they are able to share information and concerns they have almost immediately. As a result of these technological advancements, students are now exposed to a large variety of learning methods. Having multiple resources available at hand, they are able to gain knowledge through the use of different platforms and professionals. Technology found within the modern-day classroom consists of internet, interactive whiteboards, iPads, laptops, e-readers, cameras, projectors, televisions, and so on. Each of these products, if used correctly, can add value to the topic being taught. They allow the students to see the information presented in a different way, of which may capture their interest and allow them to understand more fluidly, as opposed to if they were only to have the teacher's explanation available to them. Globalization itself has been a substantial factor in the changing of education. As the world has become more connected, countries now depend on the world market in order to create their own policies and practices. Through reviewing what is implemented elsewhere and the results of which are being produced, it can be assessed whether the theories and practices are suitable fits for other countries. This encourages the diminishing of traditional practices in classrooms as it presents more progressive countries straying away from the social norms of teaching and learning and achieving through this. Social change within society greatly impacts the construct of education. In the 21st century, people have become more knowledgeable on social justice issues of which exist in the world. It is now a priority in society to ensure that awareness is being spread covering these issues and that something is being done to aid them. This has affected modern-day education as globally, social justice issues have become recognized within the system. This includes collectively high illiteracy rates, minimal access to schools in developing countries, low female attendance rates, and quality education being unaffordable. As a result, the importance of equity in education universally has been amplified, having both charities and governments working to improve these standards in hopes of creating a better future. Traditional practices of teaching and learning would run inconsistently with these presented ideals. Before the progressive methods of 21st century education, teaching and learning took a more structured approach. Educators would be centered at the front of the classroom, dictating information to the students, allowing little to no interaction, participation, or questioning. The students had minimal resources available to them and usually were only provided with the one teaching method. Creative thinking was punishable and children were closed off to only learning about the world of which surrounded them. Ultimately, 21st century teaching and learning is progressive. Education is constantly developing in order to adjust to the future that is ahead of the students, providing all children with equal opportunity to be able to thrive in their given environment.